It's been called a slow-motion train wreck. The deep spinning cuts known as the Sequester are nearly upon us. So what do you do when the train is just about to go off the rails? Well, apparently, it's find someone to blame.
We might as well get a pink slip from the office of the Speaker and the Republican Conference to 750,000 American workers.
We should not have to move a third bill before the Senate gets off their ass and begins to do something.
The people who deserve most of the blame, no, all of the blame, are the federal managers who oversaw these agencies over the last 12 years.
When asked who is to blame for the mess, Oklahoma Governor Mary Fallin answered, everybody.
On Thursday afternoon, the Senate voted on two bills meant to soften the blow. The bills would have given President Obama the authority to decide where the cuts come from instead of the cuts being automatic. But those bills failed, meaning the first round of cuts is probably going to happen Friday, though the two sides can't agree on exactly when, whether it's the start of the day or the end of the day. President Obama invited Republican leaders to a meeting to try to resolve the impasse, but with no deal in sight, the odds of a last-second fix are slim. So who's going to actually take the heat if the cuts go ahead? No one seems to be able to agree on that either. A writer for Bloomberg sees it going one way. If unemployment rises, as most experts predict it will, the president, not Congress, will be blamed, as is usually the case with economic issues. But a writer for U.S. News and World Report sees it going the other way, noting a recent Pew poll shows Americans are more likely to blame congressional Republicans than the president. Of course, it's not clear how much voters care who started it or who's at fault. Poll after poll shows voters increasingly disgusted with the whole process, and they aren't the only ones.
Just on the face of it, this seems so utterly pathetic. Childish and pathetic. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong, Piers, and I think you'd be pressed to find anybody in Washington who disagrees with you.
Now, that sounds like something everyone can agree on. For Newsy, I'm Christian Bryant. Multiple sources, a broader view.